There is a lot at stake after it's all said and done here tonight. The second time the Venom Truck Series has visited Indianapolis Motor Speedway. The first time since season number 5, it's the Back Home Again 140, presented by Country Stove and Fireplace. 70 laps around the 2.5-mile rectoval here on turn 200 for the Venom Truck Series regular season finale. It's Tommy Cook hanging out with you. Matt Williamson will be here in just a moment. Let's take a look at the point standings with one race to go. You'll notice 6 drivers are locked in. Andy Poliski and Hayden Palumbo have officially punched their ticket. Paul Ellison's so close to the magic number. He's 9 points away. He just needs a solid run here tonight. Josh Freed has got to be feeling a little comfortable, but still a bit on edge, I would imagine. But for everybody on the right side of this graphic, they are not feeling very good. Brantley Gainey is 13 points to the good. He has been on an upward trajectory. So has Luke Peterson. Peterson back into the top 10 for the first time in a long time after Nashville Fairgrounds. He bumped Steve Roman, who did not have a good week last week. He only needs 3 points to overtake Peterson, and he finished second here back in Season 5. Bigger swings are needed for Zach Locken and Jeremy McKinnon in the 12th and 13th positions, and there are 4 more drivers who are mathematically eligible but unlikely to take that 10th and final position. Tyler Logan and Kyle Zittel are on this graphic. Rodney Matney and Joshua Matichek are also within 53 points of the cutoff line, but highly unlikely that any of those 4 can take the 10th and final position, but that's why we race the race. We will see. They do have a path into the postseason. They are definitely going to have to earn it here tonight. Like I mentioned, it's the second time that we've been here to Indianapolis Motor Speedway. 4 cautions back here in Season 5, and just a 65-lap race. We've upped it by 5 laps. It was Jeff Langston taking a career victory that would prove to make him the only driver at the time to have 10 victories with the Venom Truck Series. Only 4 cautions, 8 lead changes among 5 different leaders, but one of those cautions was exactly the kind of thing that people are afraid of when they come to Indianapolis. Down the front stretch with the pit attenuator to the inside, everybody is bottlenecked in. One bad push sets off this absolute mess, and it stacked up most of the back half of the field. It was an absolute unmitigated disaster. It's something that the drivers are hoping to avoid when it's all said and done here tonight at Indianapolis. 4-lap average qualifying, a first for the Venom Truck Series in homage to the Indianapolis 500, is about to get underway. We'll show you most of it here when we return to coverage of the Venom Truck Series around the turn on turn 200.
A blind knight that uses echolocation, viewing the dark, treacherous world through sound. Trapped in a dungeon deep, endangered by combatants, where hazards lurk around every corner. Make sound to have vision, or don't and be stealthy. Avoid impaling threats throughout the dungeon to escape. Engage with other prisoners.
Night I've been hearing about. Could you find the key and unlock my cell?
Free them to fight back with more allies.
Let's take this guy.
The Dungeon Labyrinth has many paths and even more traps. Struggle through the darkness to find your freedom.
When Alex became a god, he thought he would have no problems at all, until he landed in the divine dimension and was tasked with protecting the entire multiverse.
Am I connected to every single Alex Ambrose that ever existed?
Alex could travel across dimensions, defying the laws of time and space, to help other Alexes throughout the multiverse. But then everything changed.
No! Aw!
I have to go back and save them.
But if Alex went back to the mortal world, he would relinquish all of his power and his memories.
I don't have a choice. I must go back.
When Alex returned back to Earth, he goes back to being your average business tycoon millionaire, unaware that the people he cared most about are in danger.
Aw! Someone help me!
Yvonne, what happened?
I was attacked by a monster. Alex? What's going on? Get away from him! He is my boyfriend!
Who attacked Yvonne in the forest? What will Debbie do next? Who will Alex choose between the two women? Will Alex ever remember who he was before traveling into a different multiverse? To hear what happens next and whether Alex can stop the deranged monster before he strikes again, listen to the original audio drama, Insta Millionaire Returns, only on Pocket FM. Download the app now and find out.
Presentation.
Alrighty, we're back here on Turn 200 with the Venom Truck Series. It's about time to go with the Back Home Again 140 presented by Country Stove and Fireplace. Matt Williamson. It's one of our favorite tracks. I'm glad that we get to showcase it because between seasons 5 and 8, we couldn't. They had to take it off a schedule, I do believe, just for us here at Turn 200. So nice. But we're back here for the second time in series history today.
Yeah, it's always good to be back at Indy. This is, it's a special place in motorsports, so it was a shame that we weren't able to come for a while, but we are here now. Of course, this isn't our... Is this our first stream back at Indy? I guess it is, isn't it? No. The Daredevil series, of course. How could I forget? How could I forget? But anyways, yeah, on a stock car, it's much different. So excited to see. I mean, oftentimes Indy ends up being a fuel strategy race, and you're able to save a lot of fuel here if you wish to. So that strategy could play out pretty interestingly here, and hopefully we don't have a massive pileup like we did in season 5.
Yeah. Hopefully, we'll see. We just had 4-lap average qualifying. Most everybody was able to get a run in. There were about 5 drivers at the bottom of the lineup who did not get a lap in. One of those drivers is Brantley Gainey, who came into tonight plus 13 to the good. We got 29 drivers here tonight. And essentially, we've got, I think technically 11 drivers for 4 spots. Realistically, we've got about 7 drivers for 4 spots. And really one of those spots is out of reach as Paul Ellison needs to just not finish dead last here tonight in order to secure himself into the postseason. Even if he does, I still think he's got a pretty good shot to make it through. Yeah, we'll see. With 30 seconds left to go here tonight. And hello to Stickers McQueen. And hello to Bailey Marie. Those are 2 drivers that are mathematically eligible still for the postseason, but we're going to have a long way forward here tonight. Joshua Bonachek and Rodney Matney, respectively, 16th and 17th in point standings. Joshua, though, coming off a career best finish in his rookie season with the Venom Truck Series. Yeah, very exciting stuff here for our first ever regular season finale. At this point in any other season, we would be talking about a championship next week, which would be well in hand for now for Hunter Engrav. But we get to pack him up and do it 5 more times after tonight for the first ever Venom Truck Series postseason. Time for the starting grid ahead of 70 laps here tonight at Indianapolis Motor Speedway for the Back Home Again 140 presented by Country Stove and Fireplace. And is anybody going to be surprised when I tell you that Hunter Engrav has grabbed another pole position here? That is, I think, his 3rd in a row, and I want to say his 6th of the season as well, and indeed it is. So Engrav on fire right now. Brody Gunter, last week's race winner, will start to his outside. Andy Poliski is locked into the postseason after his effort last week at Nashville Fairgrounds. He will start in 3rd. Luke Peterson is in the 10th and final position, 3 points to the good entering tonight. He will line up ahead of Jan Van Leer and John Kay, who are 2nd and 3rd in the point standings. They want some momentum heading into the postseason after it's all said and done tonight, indeed. Matt Schlosser is also locked in, so is Hayden Palumbo. They start on row number 4. Kyle Zittel needs a big swing here tonight in order to get himself into the show. Paul Ellison is comfortably in right now, but things could still go wrong. He will start in 10th. Steve Roman is 3 points out heading into tonight. He will start in 11th, next to Zach Lockett, who similarly needs a decent night here tonight to get himself in. He starts in 12th. Austin Holyfield starting in 13th. Josh Freed will line up to his outside on row number 7. He's comfortably in at the moment as well. Rodney Matney and Eric Breeding will start on row number 8. Pascal Samard, Corey Rutherford, Ryan Dye is back in the field tonight. He will start in 19th. Next to Joshua Matacek in 20th. It's the Dean of drivers, Michael Dean starting in 21st. Tyler Berger coming off a career best finish last week. He starts in 22nd. Cole Maxwell and Paul Sargent is also back tonight. He will start in 24th. He's the last driver to post a time tonight. Brantley Gainey came in 13 to the good. That is going to take a hit right off the bat here as he will start deep in this field in 25th. Garrett Rainey is outside in 26th. Gary Clark, Jordan Jorno, and Josh Jackson, the 29 drivers who will take to the track tonight at Indianapolis. Matt, weather conditions are interesting here today, to say the least.
They certainly are. We are seeing mighty big wind gusts here, currently listed at 13 miles an hour, but we've seen as much as 16 and even 17 here throughout practice. So it hovers around 10, and then it just gets gusty all of a sudden. So drivers into some of these turns are going to have troubles. I think it's kind of almost a crosswind from turn 3 to 4. I don't know. It's kind of interesting. We've heard drivers talk about struggling into 4, and I have to imagine that is probably why. So that's gonna be something for the drivers to keep their eyes on here as we keep rolling along. We got 70 laps around Indy here tonight. No fast repairs, 3 extra sets of tires. Your pit window is going to be roughly 35, might be able to stretch it to 40. This oftentimes is a fuel strategy race, so will they try and push it? We'll have to see.
I think anywhere of the tracks that we've gone here this season, I've not felt the low downforce package more than this track. This is going to be a grueling race if you're not able to keep this truck pinned down to the bottom of the track. Engrav and Gunter on the front row, and we're racing for the second time in series history at Indianapolis. Engrav with the whole shot. Poliski and Gunter side by side. Engrav's pace in practice was basically unmatched. Poliski will pull in behind Gunter now. Side by side, a little bit further back. Peterson with Schlosser underneath. Again, Luke in the 10th and final postseason position as they run. A little bit more cushion to the cut line, running inside the top 10, but wants to keep it that way. Lap 1 is in the books. It belongs to Hunter Engrav across the yard of bricks.
And pretty much everybody single-filed out here already.
Eric Breeding started from the pits. He's way at the back of the field here.
Looking to see who's going to try and make some moves here early. And it may be Brody Gunter. It also may be Andy Polinsky. All three of them nose to tail here.
And Grab, no stranger to taking it easy early. Gunter may be the one to try and take advantage. He tucks in right behind the 28. Not looking to make a move just yet. Polinsky, however, is thinking about it. Run out of time into turn number 1. So tidy out of turn number 2. Puts it right up to the wall. Gunter again with a run. Polinsky again with a run as well. But neither of them can make anything happen. Jan Van Leer bringing the cavalry with him.
Further back, Josh Matacek gets underneath of Rodney Matney. And Matacek will move to 16th.
And essentially, those two drivers are in must-win situations. Maximize their points. They need the stage points as well. Mathematically eligible, but the mathematics are working against him tonight. There's a lunge underneath. Hayden Palumbo looking to get through on Luke Peterson. His teammates going side by side. Palumbo locked in to the postseason. Peterson very much not. So the top 5 have broken away, including Jan Van Leer and Matt Schlosser. As Peterson, Palumbo, and John Kay, all teammates, all under a blanket here.
And Schlosser, no stranger to stock car competition. Here at Indy, as Polinsky tagged the wall just a touch there. Jan Van Leer going to try and take advantage of it. Dives to the inside. Schlosser here to help. Schlosser now moves back to the outside. Whoa, and Jan is able to clear. Schlosser now going to look underneath of the 32.
Polinsky had to check up a bit there.
Whoa! That was tight.
Yes, it was. Last time we were here was season 5. That's the season that Andy Polinsky won his championship.
That's unbelievable that was that long ago.
Yes, it's been a while. Well, Lisa Kelly cheering on either Tyler Logan or Tyler Burgert. Well, now that I say that, I don't think Tyler Logan's in the field tonight. So probably cheering on Tyler Burgert.
Further back in the field, Holyfield and Corey Rutherford are side by side. Whoa, Rutherford's up in the wall. Matacek has to make an evasive maneuver down low. Matney's going to do the same. Rutherford loses 3 positions there and hopefully doesn't have too much damage to the 50.
You certainly don't want to do that.
Not this early on either.
Not at this track. Caution is out. And Ryan Dye is involved. Goodness gracious. Michael Dean also involved in that. Oh, Ryan Dye got upside down. I just don't even know what to say. That's just silly.
Yeah, and he's currently just sitting there. Oh, now he's trying. I can see why, because he was stuck. I think he was probably just threw his hands back and said, "What the hey?"
I mean, it's been literally every race since Daytona. He's been out before the first 20% of the race is complete. He's taking a couple of weeks off.
Oh, my goodness. Well, let's take a look here. Guy gets up into the wall on entry and gets himself loose, and then, oh my, Jorno comes in and tag. Oh my goodness. Boy, Dye went for one hell of a ride. That was Jordan Jorno that dove down in and tagged Michael Dean. And Ryan Dye goes for one heck of a ride there. And Cole Maxwell tags Michael Dean there also. So Maxwell's going to have quite a bit of damage.
I mean, Jorno made the corner there at his normal rate of speed. Dean checks up in the middle of the turn. I don't know. I don't really know. That was messy.
I don't know if it was maybe a reaction to Dye hitting the wall on the outside. I'm not sure.
Well, he checked up well after that. Well, either way, it's going to end Jorno's race. It's probably going to end Michael Dean and Ryan Dye's race as well. The irony is, despite the ride for Ryan Dye, his meatball flag is already cleared, but I'm sure he'll have plenty of required repairs to make on the 20 machine. So that puts a stop to the race here, just a couple laps in. Lap number 6, first caution of the night. And we had 4 cautions last time we were here. They were all pretty mundane except for the one, which was a bona fide world ender.
Well, that one was anything but mundane.
Yeah.
Speaking of anything but mundane, here's a look at the 26 truck, who greatly benefited from that caution.
Yes. Very much.
And I think he deserved it tonight.
What makes you say that?
He messaged me with a picture of this, and I said, Tommy is going to absolutely love it.
And indeed I did.
For the record, I do too, but you especially.
You know, not that I'm biased, especially right now or anything, but Eric definitely is one of the best painters in this league, in a league that's full of great painters. Still mad about the Chiquita banana car.
Yep. From
last season. Should have won best paint scheme. I've not hid that opinion from anybody. But this is another good one. Love it, love it, love it. Great job, Mr. Breeding. Thank you very much. And hopefully we'll send some good juju his way. It's not been a particularly great season for Eric, and I would argue mostly through no fault of his own. Just caught up in quite a bit of accidents. But hopefully that changes here tonight. Hopefully it changes for the whole field. That was a pretty promising start to this race. But usually the cautions tend to breed the cautions. But we'll see. We're coming to a restart on what will be lap number 10 of 70. Hunter Engrav and Brody Gunter. Hunter will elect the outside here for this restart. Row 2 will be Jan Van Leer and Matt Schlosser. Row 3 will be Andy Poliski and Luke Peterson. Peterson going to try and get his way away from Palumbo and John Kay behind him. They'll be on row 4. Kyle Zittel and Steve Roman on row 5. Some of the other playoff notables. First of all, Jeremy McKinnon is not here tonight, so you can strike him from the conversation, as well as Tyler Logan. Kyle Zittel, of course, running in the 9th position, needs a huge night, needs a win, realistically. Paul Ellison needs to just finish this race. He's back in 21st at the moment. Zach Lockett doesn't need to win, but he needs a good finish. He's back in 19th at the moment. Joshua Matacek right now running in the 12th position. Rodney Matney in 13th. They need wins. They need a lot of things to go wrong for some of the other contenders as well. Brantley Gainey, who started the deepest out of all of them, he is already up to 17th. He's done a nice job marching up through the field thus far. Lap 10 of 70. Up on the board this time, and not a good start there. That's what set it off last time. Gunter had that entire inside line checked up. And Matt Schlosser is going to pick up a penalty for that for some reason, even though he passed him on the outside. And Schlosser doesn't have a mic, so I'm sure he's going to have to come serve this penalty, which is a shame because he didn't do anything wrong.
Peterson side by side down into 3. John Kay right here behind them as well. Poliski able to clear. Whoa! Further back, Kyle Zittel slides it up in front of Steve Roman. Curious to see how the tire strategy plays out here. We had quite a few come down pit road, and tire fall off can be pretty severe here at Indy in a stock car, so it may pay off here if we can get a long run in.
Rob, I'm afraid you did. I'm sorry. We've had one caution as Brody Gunter is going to pull down to the access road. He has started to blink, so he's going to drop to the tail of this field at his own behest. Either that or he's going to bring it down pit road. Either way, related to that issue. So Gunter will give up second. Going to put Matt Schlosser now in the runner-up spot, half a second behind Hunter Engrav. And yeah, tires definitely are a thing. These trucks, especially in this weird wind, they don't handle here. Not even a little. Quite frankly, the truck here sucks to drive. It's not any fun. But that makes it fun for us.
That is true. Josh Jackson headed the wrong direction here on this restart. Freed, Lockett, Ellison, and now Rainey have all gotten around. But when you have trucks lined up behind you, it's easy for that to happen here. I mean, if you mess up one corner and you lose your momentum from one of those long straightaways, you can lose a lot of positions in a hurry.
There goes Schlosser. To the inside, maybe wants to put Engrav in some dirty air. Schlosser will take the lead.
He was down on the rumble strips there. There's not even really asphalt down there. That's a no-no in an Indy car, but in the Craftsman Truck Series, or the Venom Truck Series Craftsman Truck, whatever you want to call it, yeah, it's doable.
I think it's still a no-no, but got away with it that time.
It's a big no-no in an Indy car.
Oh, yeah. It's the no-no. Cole Maxwell's coming down pit road. As I'm sure Engrav leaned back and saving a bit, but Schlosser's gotten out to half a second advantage. Schlosser with clean air. Nothing but in front.
See John Kay going down to those rumble strips there as well. Him and Peterson, teammates, trying to kind of work together a little bit as Peterson, a little bit out of shape there, out of 2, but Kay pushed the 38 all the way down the front stretch.
Paul Ellison trying to make his way forward. It's gotten past Pascal Simard on this lap to move up to P15. It's the top 9 in touch with the leader here. A bit strung out. Schlosser, Engrav, Van Leer, Poliski, Peterson, Kay, Palumbo, Zittel, and Vroman, with Matichek running in 10th. Here's a look maybe to the inside. Jan Van Leer doesn't pull the trigger, but he's right here behind Hunter Engrav.
Good time to go car inside with the car inside. Camera. This is John Kay. He's got the tongue sticking out all the way down the back stretch here.
Whoa, Jan hits the wall. Poliski tags him as well. I think Corey Rutherford has just had a similar problem. Oh no, he's coming to pit road. And Rutherford will bring it to a stop down pit road. Pascal Simard follows him in. I think Rutherford's race is over. Not sure what happened there. I think these trucks are definitely starting to get a bit tight. That's my professional opinion.
Gonna have to start backing up the entry a little bit more. Gonna have to take a less aggressive entry angle into the corners, especially in turn 3. That is always my trouble spot here. And that was a trouble spot for Jan van Leer when he got up into the wall as well. That one is just so tough. Vroman and Zittel, still battling. Peterson is on the backslide big time here.
Luke cannot afford to lose spots, especially to Steve Vroman. Came in +3 to that cut line. Vroman -3.
Further back, Garrett Rainey has gotten past Zach Lockett. Brantley Gainey's next up in line, and Josh Jackson sits back there in 19th.
Brantley's charge through the field has stalled. He was up to 17th, has lost that spot now as Rainey started to move forward. But maybe he can pick off Zach Lockett here.
So here's another Alabama gang driver trying to get underneath of Jan van Leer here. Jan still reeling a bit from the contact.
I'm sure with some damage and potentially even a wheel alignment issue. All things that will work against you very quickly here at Indy with higher tire deg. Here's Kyle Zittel. If you do have those issues, the middle or high side of this track is not where you want to be. Jan is about to get freight trained at this moment in time, I do believe.
Yeah, there's just no grip on the high side. He's trying to fight here, but... Oh, no! Vroman gets turned into the outside wall.
And that is Vroman's playoff run over.
He's so banged up, I don't know if that truck will even move.
I don't think it will. I think it's completely toast.
And
it's just about to say how Vroman finished second here in Season 5 to his teammate Jeff Langston and was doing everything that he needed to do up to this point to gain points on Luke Peterson. But that is over.
Let us take a look. Jan trying to squeeze Steve here. That's not a good angle. Here we go. There's a better one. And Steve's going to dive it down here into turn 1, trying to stay as low as possible. He's got Zittel up there in front of him as well, so he's kind of boxed in. And might have been netcode initiated, but I think there was probably going to be contact regardless. Jan van Leer catches the right rear, the 00, turns him head on into the wall. let's take another look here. We'll go from the point of view of the 5. I think Jan kind of knew he was getting a little loose. You saw him kind of try and make a little micro adjustment, turning the wheel to the right, but it was too late. So that should bring just about everybody down pit road.
Almost everybody. Crucially, some drivers staying out: Paul Ellison, Josh Freed, Garrett Rainey, Zach Lockett, Eric Breeding have stayed out. So those 5 drivers not coming down pit road. Everybody else is. That's especially is not fun for Matt Schlosser, who nearly had a 2-second lead. He had pulled away from Hunter Engrav. Schlosser will have to do it again as John Kay and Brody Gunter Schlosser, Kay, and Gunter beat Hunter Engrav off of pit road. Although Gunter, I believe, is a lap down, maybe? He's 5 laps down. Oh, so he must have done a router reset or something. And John Kay was too fast on pit road.
Wow.
So he is headed backwards. And he's already locked in, so I'm sure he would like to do well here tonight.
Yeah, he's not going to be very happy about that one.
I believe Gary Clark is headed backwards as well. He must have picked up a penalty.
Yeah, I think he came in a lap too early. I think he came in when the pits were still closed. He was going to move to the back of the line.
I don't get why I can't see pit road penalties under caution. That doesn't make any sense to me. I never have been able to.
Gonna have to take it up with the stewards.
Well, John himself said he was speeding on pit road, so that'll do it. Again, the top 5 have stayed out. They'll be on some older rubber, but are they completely on their first set of tires, Matt? 2 of these drivers has been down pit road already.
Everybody has been down pit road. Paul Ellison, Josh Freed, Garrett Rainey, Zach Lockett, and Eric Breeding. The top 5 came down on lap 7. So they've got quite a few laps on their tires here. It'll be interesting to see how long they are going to be able to hang on, because, like we've talked about, it does not take that long to really start feeling the wear of the tires here at Indy. Now, what they may be hoping for is to maybe get a short run and be able to come in with everybody else as well, not lose too many positions. Put themselves in a good spot for fuel strategy here as well. So yeah, it's just a matter of, are they going to be able to run decently on 13 laps of green flag tires here? That's going to be the big question.
So that caution shakes up quite a few things. Steve Roman is out of the race. Jan Van Leer has accepted a penalty, has moved to the tail of the field. John Kay also with a speeding penalty, moving to the tail of the field. And now the top 5 drivers on this restart with much older tires. And when I say much, it really doesn't take all that much for there to be a noticeable difference. But how quickly can these drivers behind them get it hooked up and get through some older tire traffic? Ellison and Freed comfortable to the cut line at the moment, but they are certainly not locked in. They have work to do, and they are at the front of the field and will be in control of this restart. Ellison on the inside. The leader, Freed, to his outside. Garrett Rainey going to help his teammate. Paul Ellison through. Zach Lockett is going to help his teammate as well. And then row number 3, Eric Breeding starting in 5th, and Matt Schlosser, who has given up the lead but wants it back. Green flag. No contest there on the start. Ellison with the advantage.
Oh, breeding a hiccup there through one. He stacks up the inside big time, and that's Engrav moving backwards.
And Poliski will move past Engrav here as well, as Schlosser with a big run. He's got his teammate to his outside, thinking about taking Rainey 3 wide, and would put another teammate of his on the extreme outside. But it all gets sorted out. Oh, Rainey washes up off the bottom. That could have been disastrous. Rainey able to hang on. It will move, lock it backwards.
And remember, Rainey on older tires here, so he is struggling for grip at this point, I think. Fried is doing the same. Schlosser looking to take another one already.
Engrav bump drafting Poliski down the straightaway. Into the south chute we go. Schlosser underneath.
Whoa.
Will take second away from his team driver, Josh Fried.
Poliski gonna look underneath as well. Engrav and Rainey just about made significant contact, but able to get off each other before it became a big problem.
Schlosser, 3/4 of a second behind Paul Ellison for the race lead and closing quickly as Poliski still can't shake Fried. Engrav will get through underneath now as well.
Things get really hairy when you got drivers on alternate tire strategies around here, because going too wide on older tires is not very friendly at Indy.
Certainly not. Schlosser with a purple lap in his pursuit of the race lead. Palumbo will get underneath Garrett Rainey and will take the 7th spot back.
Rodney Matney now underneath of Rainey. Rainey on the backslide in a hurry along with Lockett. And Eric Breeding is the furthest back of those drivers that came down on lap 7.
Breeding already back to 15th. As here is Schlosser. Within a truck length of Paul Ellison, would like to get through him quickly to maintain the advantage he has on Poliski and Engrav for the moment. Oh boy, Ellison runs him right down to the rumble strips. He knows as soon as he gets in this dirty air, he's going to be in trouble. He is going to fight hard. Schlosser with a nose out ahead, but this is a big pocket of air opening up for Andy Poliski, and the 32 is on the scene quickly.
I thought Schlosser would have a much better run with more grip out of 2, but really didn't, but he's going to take it here through 3.
Hoping Poliski runs into similar problems, I'm sure Matt Schlosser is, but Andy's going to get through much easier on Paul Ellison here.
Paul going to try and give him a helping hand as well, get himself a tow down the front stretch.
Schlosser back to the lead.
Peterson and Fried side by side here. Fried on older tires, sliding backwards a bit. Rowdy Matty now well into the top 10.
Well, for Matney to have a shot here tonight, he needs to bookend the regular season with wins. Won at Daytona. The season has not gone to plan after that, but still has a mathematical chance.
Two ICR drivers trying to work together here. Gainey and Jan Van Leer working together on the bottom.
And for third, Engrav will get through on Paul Ellison. Oh, Ellison. Big time. Has to get it woed down through the south chute to not pound the wall. And Ellison is very comfortable in this point situation, especially now with some bonus points to pocket. He just needs to make sure this 55 truck finishes tonight, and he should be golden.
Matney and Peterson side by side for 7th. This is Peterson looking to get through on the 83 and will.
Well, Luke Peterson's task has gotten a lot easier tonight with the DNF of Steve Roman. It's still not over yet.
John Kay just had a big moment out of turn one. Berger had to back off not to get into it. Oh, and Zach Lockett has pounded the wall out of 2. Oh, and Brody Gunter goes spinning.
Gunter's night going from bad to worse. That should not trigger a caution, as that was a solo truck incident.
I think that was all off of the contact for Lockett. Drivers having to dive out of the way, and Gunter gets the worst of it.
Freed going to get passed up here by Joshua Monacek and Austin Holyfield. Although Holyfield will have to continue to work for it here.
Look at how far out Monacek's able to get because Holyfield was not able to clear. Very difficult to make passes around here cleanly, and if you don't get it done in one corner, you can lose a lot of time to your competitors out front.
Behind them, John Kay just snuck through on Jan Van Leer. They're both trying to work their way back up through the field after penalties. Kay up to 13th with side-by-side traffic ahead of him. That's Freed and gaining. Gainey's night is getting better. It started off awfully shaky, though, with not being able to post a qualifying time. Luke Peterson threw on Paul Ellison. One second between Schlosser and Poliski, and 1 second between Poliski and Engrav. Kyle Zittel running in fourth is reeling in Engrav a little bit.
One could call that equidistant.
One could call that equidistant.
Rodney Matney tucked way up underneath of Ellison here. And then wanted to dive down to the bottom. Ellison just runs his regular line, which kind of cuts Matney off there. Matney going to have to take that run a little bit earlier to be able to get underneath the 55.
Matney's always good at the fast tracks. This is certainly a fast track. This is pretty technical as well, though. Not saying I'm surprised to see him up here. Certainly not.
I mean, he's put together a lot of great top 10s this season. Just kind of looking for the breakthrough. Whoa, and he just about broke through the wall out of 2.
Yeah, not the breakthrough you want there on the right front knuckle.
And he had to use a twist of the wheel to keep it off the wall.
Somebody's down in the grass, I think. Oh, we got a couple of drivers down in the grass. Pascal Simard is down in the grass. Somebody else was slow back there as well. Not 100% sure what just happened, but we're still green.
Looks like Gary Clark awfully slow back here as well. He's going to come down pit road.
He's got a penalty. He came down pit road a couple of laps ago and is going to have to come back down. It definitely was Gary Clark getting into the grass, tried to make the access road, and that's what got Samard turned down into the grass. Samard, the last representative on track from Team 200 this season. Boy, it has not gone to plan, that's for sure. And Samard is similar to Ryan Dye. He seems to be involved in almost every accident at the start of the races. But appreciate him carrying on. I know Rob Williams would be here tonight if it weren't for other things going on. So appreciate the team. We'll get him next time.
Everything happens to Ryan Dye on the track, and it seems like everything happens to Rob off the track to keep him from being here.
Engrav is gaining on Poliski, and Poliski is starting to lose a bit on Schlosser. 28 truck is to half a second behind the Season 5 champ.
Couple of passes trying to be made here further back. Matochek working on Ellison, so Matochek's up in the top 10 here.
And it's really going to take a win for the 60 truck here tonight. Thought maybe he was on for one last week at the Nashville Fairgrounds. He put together quite a stellar run. Set back to P7 by the end of the race, but still a career best finish.
Also, I'm just realizing what this paint scheme is for the 60. That is a retro Yamaha motocross paint right there, I do believe.
Love that.
He's going to have to whip out the black and yellow Yamaha colors here sometime this season as well, hopefully.
Look at this. John Kay. Matochek got this trio checked up, and Kay is going to take him 3 wide. Holyfield rolls out. Kay and Gainey still going at it.
Kay just about lost the front end there.
For second, here's Engrav with a run. He'll take it, and he will clear.
Poliski looking for that crossover, but going to have to settle in behind the 28.
Engrav lying in wait as usual. We'll see if Schlosser is able to pick up the pace or if it's the 28 who is looking to move back to the front for the first time in quite some time.
By the way, pit road is going to be open here in the next couple laps.
I'd imagine for the early pitters, they'll be the first ones down. But how long do you wait if you're somebody that just came down on lap 21?
Well, everybody that came down, that was on lap 20. Of course, they weren't green right away. But, I mean, you're basically wanting to run a 24, 25 lap stint here and make your way down pit road and then make it to the end. So they are, oh, wow, okay, just about got into Caney there.
Poliski hit the wall decently hard there at turn number 2.
So those folks that came down on 20 are kind of shooting for right around 45, if I had to guess. Kay still cannot clear the 22 here. Whoa, and more contact between the two of them. Gainey nearly into the outside wall. And the 2 is going to slide up in front of the 22.
Engrav starting to sniff the slipstream here of Matt Schlosser.
And now Josh Matochek has gotten around Rodney Matney, so Matochek continuing a great run here. Whoa. Oh my goodness, Matney and Ellison doing a little mirror driving with each other there off of 3.
Austin's done a great job holding on to this older set of tires. It's not quite plummeted through the field like some of his contemporaries. And just as I say that, he'll lose 2 positions maybe. He'll hang right to the outside of the 22 of Gainey.
I'm quite surprised the 55 has not come down pit road yet.
He'll have to come down here soon.
Yeah, he's not doing himself any benefit, staying out on the racetrack here. And I think he should be good on fuel to the end here as well.
Schlosser has backed up the pace here quite a bit, and Engrav is within half a second of the race lead. Engrav and Kyle Zittel are the only 2 drivers that have run 53-second laps last time around.
And Ellison is going to stay out again here. Oh, Josh Freed comes down pit road, though. They were on the same strategy.
Not too sure Ellison didn't have a problem. He just lost 2 more spots in the middle of the straightaway. Freed and Lockett both down pit road.
The 2 of the drivers on that strategy that came down on lap 7 are in. Ellison, Rainey, and Breeding, I would assume, are going to be coming in here soon.
Engrav closing up pretty quick here to match Schlosser. Probably not close enough to make a move this time, but down the back straightaway. If he can have a clean south chute, Engrav will be within striking distance. Here comes Paul Ellison.
If Engrav ends up getting around the 4, I'm looking at Schlosser to maybe go for the undercut. But catching somebody here is a lot easier than passing somebody on old tires.
Engrav lost a bit of time there through the south chute. We'll try and make it back up here.
So the run has stalled at a few truck lengths here for Engrav.
Big wake of dirty air could be it. It could be that Schlosser's been saving something. His lap times have picked back up by a couple of tenths.
I don't know what happened to Poliski, but he was awful slow out of 4. Zittel zoomed by, and Palumbo is here now as well.
Zittel needs a big night. Engrav trying to pop this 0.3 of a second bubble, and I think he's in it.
Whoa! He is flirting with that outside wall out of 3 just about every time.
Pushed it maybe a bit too hard there, and the gap is increasing once again.
Great battle for 3rd here as well. Zittel, Poliski, and Palumbo all here. That's Paul Ellison behind them on fresh tires, trying to work his way through.
Tyler Burgett down pit road. There's a great question for you in the chat.
Yeah.
What about lefts only?
You know what's crazy is it wasn't that bad. It wasn't ideal, but it was. Oh no!
Oh no!
Poliski and Ellison make huge contact. It almost looked like Poliski was going to maybe try and come down pit road, but Ellison was there underneath.
I think Poliski's hit the wall a couple of times. Here's John Kay, Brantley Gainey, Josh Jackson,
Jan Van Leer.
Certainly, Andy's blown the right front tire off this car, that's for sure.
I will say this, though. I don't think the right side only will work as well in this truck as it did in the next-gen car.
No, definitely not. We are certainly in agreement on that. Engrav trying to mount another charge as some of the drivers inside the top 10 begin to pit. Will Engrav trigger the undercut, or will Schlosser pit from the lead? Nobody making a move yet. Engrav is making moves closer to Schlosser. He's got a great run down the front stretch. Engrav to look underneath for the race lead.
And Matt's just going to let him have it. Doesn't even try and block. He's going to work on gaining some momentum through one. Maybe have a shot here out of two.
He must have had to have a big roll out there. Out of turn number 4. Because that run really came from nowhere.
Now that
Indeed,
Engrav's
Schlosser half a second slower on the back half of the lap last time.
Now that Engrav's gotten through, I'm looking at Schlosser to come down this time. The question is, will Engrav do it as well?
Schlosser with the old tires in the dirty air for the first time this run. No move.
Neither of them. That is surprising.
Ronnie Matney, Paul Sargent, Joshua Matichek, Austin Holyfield down pit road. I'm sure one factor in these guys' minds is they do not want to get trapped a lap down if the caution were to come out in the middle of the cycle. And they're also not really racing anybody else. It's just against themselves at this point. Kyle Zittel was running third before the pit cycle started to happen, and he is nearly 5 seconds behind.
We were fanned out 3 wide for a moment further back here. Jan Van Leer rolls through Gainey, so Jan Van Leer, is up to 11th.
Schlosser slowing down. I think this is the lap, and indeed it is. 4 truck coming down pit road. Kyle Zittel in from third.
Feel like it may have been a lap too late because he lost a little more time to Engrav there, but still might be able to get out front.
Luke Peterson is in. Don't know if we mentioned it, but Andy Poliski's been on and off pit road here as well. And he is the leader of the drivers who have been down pit road at this point. I don't know if we've said hello to Pamela Engrav or not. But Hunter Engrav, the race leader, will he be pitting this time? No.
No.
Going for the overcut.
This is a strong overcut. I mean, it's only 22. It's not like it's a full run. I mean, we only got 22 laps to the checkered, so Engram's not going to have as much time as he would like to play out the long run here.
Aiden Palumbo down pit road, and he is too fast entering. So Palumbo, again, already locked in, so it's not going to shake up the points that much.
Big contingency of drivers from 10th through 13th here.
Engrav staying out again.
Maybe he's been saving all race and he's got a hell of a lot more pace. I wouldn't be surprised.
Well, he's fallen to 54.47s, which is not a spectacular lap time. When you consider that Schlosser just put up the purple sector on his outlap, and everybody else is in the low 52s. But again, that's the pace that Engrav will have eventually when he does come down pit road and put on the fresh tires.
Here's Paul Ellison battling with Luke Peterson.
Here comes Hunter Engrav. 51.93 for Matt Schlosser. Sorry.
Wow. That is a big lap. Getting some car inside cameras in here while we can. Ellison and Peterson were close together here, but Peterson now putting a lot of time on the 55. And just in front of them, John Kay side by side with Kyle Zittel here.
Just had an incident on track between Garrett Rainey and Josh Jackson, and Jackson's truck is totaled.
And Schlosser has gone by Engrav. It is going to be a huge margin.
But again, Engrav trying to be faster over the entirety of the run here with 20 laps to go. Can he make it up?
This is going to be a big gap. Engrav wasn't even pointed straight yet. This is going to be a 4-second gap nearly. And Poliski's got by him as well.
Four seconds is manageable. He made up half the track at Nashville Superspeedway a couple of weeks ago. Hayden Palumbo with the second fastest lap of the night. And he's got the penalty. He's trapped way back in the field here.
Engrav already has a run on Poliski. Poliski on 5-lap old tires already. Poliski's gonna let him dive underneath and try and stick as close as possible to the back of him. Here's Josh Monacek looking to make a pass on Paul Ellison. This would get Monacek up to 7th. And it's going to take it with ease. Ellison lets him have it.
Joshua's doing what he needs to do here tonight. But it's out of his hands at this point, unfortunately. But still, a great run. Looking to back up a career-best finish with another one.
I'll tell you what, Kyle Zittel is on the move right now. He is putting in some great laps.
If you're looking at lap times... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Well, he doesn't have anything for Schlosser or Engrav, but he is quite a bit faster than Poliski the last couple laps.
This will be an interesting lap here for Engrav. Looking at the lap times. 52.48 for Schlosser and a 51.94 personal best lap and about a 100th of a second off the purple lap. So Engrav is he's beating the drum here. It's a big gap, but when you can put up times like that, as long as you keep the tires under you, I think he's going to be fine.
Yeah,
4:10's up on this lap already.
That's the big question, though, because Schlosser, he had run a 51.94 as well, and just in a few laps, he's up to a 52.48. The tires, I think, is the big question here.
Well, they were equal on their Sector 2 time, but Engrav's still faster.
Peterson underneath of Kay. Kay just hasn't quite had the pace here in this run. I don't know, maybe he's trying to save a little bit.
I will say, though, it's impressive that he's back close to the top 5 at all, considering he restarted under the last caution at the tail end of the field.
That is a great point. He had to burn his stuff up to really get through the field there.
And really didn't. He certainly worked it until it couldn't be worked anymore.
But Engrav 4/10s faster that last time around, so Not as big of an advantage, but it's still one heck of an advantage.
Half a second faster this time, but Schlosser's had to work through lap traffic. Gary Clark and Cole Maxwell. And Engrav will have to do that as well.
There's Hunter Leach in the chat. Heard that he might be working hard to increase his I rating for Truck 200.
Oh, that's exciting.
Engram's still putting in great times here. He's going to have a little bit of dirty air coming his way.
Remember, he hit that half a second to 0.3 of a second pocket and stalled out for a few laps. I think my question is Schlosser backing it down any?
Yeah, but maybe Engrav was able to learn something there when he kind of got stuck behind, because he did end up getting through eventually. So did he figure out what he didn't have when he got to Schlosser, and he's going to be able to use that now if he gets to him?
Gary Clark going to let him go. That's not what Schlosser wanted to see.
But it's very commendable.
Yes, indeed. Certainly the right thing to do, but sometimes as a driver, you want some other drivers to do the wrong thing. Jan Van Leer getting pretty close to Paul Ellison for 8th. Jan's recovered decently after the incident with Steve Roman and the damage on the right side.
Here's a look at that gap out the windshield of the 28. Schlosser moves down low to try and break any sniff of a draft. But it doesn't matter. Engrav is still gaining. Gained a lot of time. Oh, it hits the wall! He gained a ton of time through 3, but maybe because he set it a little too hard.
That's time lost and potentially balance shift.
Seemed to recover nicely. He went down to 1.25 seconds behind, and in one corner is back to 1.1. That might have just lit the spark underneath the 28.
That's the first mistake we've seen from him all race. Pretty much voluntarily gave up the lead at the beginning of this race to try and save tires. I was able to march right back up and take it back when he decided it was time to go.
Jan Van Leer looking to get around Paul Ellison. 555s down the backstretch. I mean, Engrav is basically here. It's just a few truck lengths.
Half a second. And inside of it. Oh, Schlosser into the wall.
Schlosser still has the position, just cannot panic here after the mistake.
Trying to drag him down the straightaway.
If I'm the 4, I am blocking every move the 28 tries to make.
Schlosser has not won this season, and he's never won on an oval. Engrav has won just about everything this season, and he's got the run headed to the north end of the track. Engrav down low. And Engrav is clear. Schlosser backs it up, looking for a crossover, but that is going to be all she wrote, I'm afraid, without a caution.
And Schlosser is a much cleaner driver than I. That's just the kind of guy the 4 is.
Engrav looking for what would be a 7th victory on the season in a 15-race regular season.
There's Ty Coleman cheering on Austin Holyfield. Holyfield's trying to get himself into a top 10 position here. He is right behind this battle between Ellison and Gainey.
Holyfield's had a top 10 this season. It was at Laguna Seca. Holyfield's had a pretty good season. Snapshot of this moment in time here. Lap 64 up on the board. Final 4 playoff spots, certainly belonging to Ellison, who's about to get passed by Brantley Gainey. Gainey's got the 9th spot. Josh Freed would have the 8th spot, and Luke Peterson would have the 10th spot. The late race caution could throw a huge wrench in all that. Mentioned earlier, Holyfield is going to get underneath of Ellison, and Ellison is going to let him have it. Remember, Ellison was one of the first drivers down pit road on the pit strategy. It's a net gain for Ellison. Again, just needed to finish here tonight, and I think with the amount of drivers that have dropped out, he is safely through to the postseason officially. Or I should say unofficially, because everything is by our calculations except for the official point standings themselves. But Ellison looking pretty comfortable at this point. Would have picked up some halfway points here tonight as well. Engrav nearly 2 seconds clear. Matt Schlosser. Poliski may have a fight on his hands for the podium here. Kyle Zittel continuing to creep into the picture. Kyle had great pace. It stalled out a bit, but he's still faster than Poliski.
I think Kyle knew that he had to push really hard. I think he kind of burned it up a little bit early, but still is rolling good here.
Again, Kyle would need a big problem here for Luke Peterson to have a chance at a run at the postseason. Unfortunately for him, his teammate is one position behind him in fifth. Kyle's still going to go out with a strong run here tonight. At least he's hoping.
Foster, after leading a lot of laps here tonight, a little bit in no man's land. Over 2 seconds behind Engrav. It's 8.5 back to Poliski.
I think most people knew, looking at the practice charts, that something like this was going to happen, but Schlosser put up a stronger fight than maybe that I expected. I mean, out of anybody, not just out of him. Engrav has just had blistering pace all night tonight. And at the stripe, he will see the Illinois green flag with 2 laps to go. Kyle Zittel is asking Andy Poliski about his extended warranty.
Anything to distract him.
I think Matt Schlosser, to himself, is asking the entire field about their extended warranty. But Engrav will make it official here. Across the yard of bricks, the white flag will wave this time. Engrav through the north chute. And nearly 50% on the regular season, Hunter Engrav will take the momentum with him to the postseason. Indianapolis belongs to Engrav. Matt Schlosser in second. Andy Poliski will round out the podium. Kyle Zittel will come up close. We'll wait for official word, but we're expecting the final 4 positions in the postseason to go to Paul Ellison, Josh Freed, Brantley Gainey, and Luke Peterson.
Great run to the checkers there, just inside the top 10. Holyfield nearly nabbed 9th from Jan Van Leer, and Brantley Gainey got through to 8th.
It's the second seasonal top 10 for Austin Holyfield, matching his best finish of the season. Joshua Maticek matches his career best finish with a 7th place from last week. Maticek on a roll, but comes a couple races too late for him to get back into playoff contention. But Engrav will burn it down for the 7th time in his rookie season. Engrav will park it at the Yard of Bricks. He'll be kissing them here in a moment. Engrav with the win. Schlosser in second. Poliski in third. We'll hopefully talk to all three drivers momentarily. Fourth for Kyle Zittel. Fifth for Luke Peterson, who will continue to race for a championship. John Kay in sixth. Joshua Monachek in seventh. And then it's Brantley Gainey, Jan Van Leer, and Austin Holyfield, your top 10. Paul Ellison will finish in 11th. Rodney Matney in 12th. Josh Freed at 13th. Tyler Berger in 14th. And Garrett Rainey, your top 15. Zach Lockett in P16. Hayden Palumbo in 17th. Paul Sargent, Eric Brading, and Pascal Samard, the top 20. 21st for Gary Clark. And then I think Corey Rutherford finished on track at 22nd. Cole Maxwell similarly in 23rd. Problems late for Josh Jackson. He'll finish in 24th. And then certainly DNFs for Brody Gunter, Steve Roman, Jordan Journeau, Ryan Dye, and Michael Dean. All right, we'll wait for the podium drivers to make their way into the waiting area here. We've got Matt Schlosser standing by. And I see Andy Poliski. I may just pull him straight into booth 200 here. We'll hot swap Andy Poliski into the booth. Third place run here tonight, exactly where he started at Indy, but congrats.
Thanks, guys. It's good to be back up in the booth.
Yeah, good momentum headed into the postseason next week. And mixing it up front a little bit here tonight. On that one long green flag run, it looked like towards the end you were about out of tire.
Yeah, I still can't really figure out how to save the right front. I killed it on the long green flag run, and then near the end, I was just working lap time to try to maintain a podium.
Matt, what you got?
Yeah, congrats on a good run here. How's the tire fall off here tonight? Because there was a lot of wind, so I think it made turns 3 and 4 pretty difficult. But how did it feel like on the long run here?
That makes a lot of sense. I didn't realize though it was a lot of wind on the N 3 and 4. 3 and 4 to me was really, really hard. It really wanted to push out to the wall. And 4, it made 4 really, really tricky. I couldn't hit it all night long. I felt like so. Lost a lot of time out of 4, but like I said, maintained good position. Just a good overall, good night to have everything kind of go my way and not have any bad luck.
There you go. We'll keep that same energy headed into the chase here for the next 5 weeks. Confidence level, where are we at with some of these tracks coming up? Bristol, Coda, Talladega, Dover, and Kentucky.
I feel confident on the first 3. The last 2, I'm kind of iffy on. Dover is a track I really, really enjoy, but I have not had a lot of good luck there. I have 1 win, but I think I've wrecked every other race we've had there. And Kentucky is one of those tracks that intermediates I feel like I struggle on a little bit. So got to put some practice time in there. But looking forward to Bristol and Coda for sure. Talladega is Talladega. So got some wins there, usually up front. It's just a matter of staying out of the wrecks. So, championship is going to be really, really hard. We got a lot of good, fast guys in here. So I think it's going to be I think you're going to have to average a top 3 to be able to pull it off.
Well, we know you're capable of that. We're looking forward to seeing it. Who do you want to thank? Who do you want to shout out here tonight?
Shout out to my family, my wife and daughter. They support me a lot. My parents and everybody that watches week in, week out. Shout out to my sponsor, Nissan Wichita Falls. Come in if you need a car. You can shop online. We got a lot of specials going on, specials in parts and service. And then my team, Steve, unfortunately, he ran into some bad luck, knocked him out of the playoff contention. And missing Jeremy tonight. Jeremy would have been really good at this track. He's usually really, really quick. So looking forward to seeing him back the next couple weeks and seeing what we can do as a team. Maybe we can catch up on that team championship.
All right, 4th podium of the season. Congrats. Go celebrate. We'll talk to you again here soon.
Yes, sir. Hope to see you guys next week.
And we'll pull up Matt Schlosser. I know he won't be able to talk. As soon as we pull him up here, he'll leave, and then he'll come back. But we'll try it anyway. Matt Schlosser, second place run here tonight. Do you have a copy?
Hey, I do.
Oh, it works. Okay.
Whoa.
Wow. That's maybe the first time ever that it's worked on the first try.
Yeah, maybe the last time.
I just need to point it out every time, I guess. But strong run here for you tonight. Congrats on getting back to the podium. I mean, dueling it out with Hunter, who, I mean, had just incredible pace here tonight. And you were able to pretty well hang with him tonight.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun racing with him. He was very quick, obviously. And, you know, I tried to short pit at the end to give myself a chance, and it looked like it might have had a chance to work. I was like, all right, he's back there with Andy. Maybe they'll get to racing and allow me to kind of run away, but he took care of it, got by me with, I don't know, like 6 or 7 laps to go. And yeah, he was really good, but felt good to have a good race, run second, lead a bunch of laps. Good playoff momentum.
Matt, what do you have for your fellow society member?
Yeah, congrats on a good run here. Yeah, looking really good there. Led a lot of laps here tonight. Curious how I know you've put in a lot of practice here at Indianapolis over the last month or so, because we had a next gen race there as well that you nearly won. I mean, how much did that factor into a good run here tonight?
Yeah, it definitely helps. I mean, I feel like this track is tough, and if you can get laps in really in any car, it's going to help you just kind of get a rhythm down. You know, I really like this track, especially in stock cars. I just like the way you kind of have to slide around a little bit and, you know, kind of manage the tires as they fall off, which I wasn't super great at compared to Hunter, but, you know, it was still did okay with that. And yeah, like you said, it's good to run races here and get laps in. And it's a really fun track. I really like this track. And I hope we come back again soon.
I think on paper here, these final 5 races of the season set up, at least in my opinion, really well for you. Bristol, Coda, Talladega, Dover, and Kentucky. How do you feel about the final 5 here and potentially contending for a title?
I think I've got a chance. I mean, I like Bristol. I like Coda. I feel like I can potentially get good, solid top 5s at both of those. Talladega is a bit of a wild card, but I mean, hopefully I can survive that. Dover, right? Dover and Kentucky are the last 2.
Yes, sir.
Dover, I'm a little nervous about, but I might have to get some practice in there. And Kentucky, is it the old Kentucky or like the legacy?
I think it's the new Kentucky.
The new one, yeah. That 1.5 miles might be tough for me too. So I might have to try to get some points in the bank in the first 3 and see how it goes. But yeah, it'll be fun. You know, looking forward to racing with these guys for it. See how it goes.
Well, great job here tonight. Who do you want to thank? Who do you want to shout out?
Yeah, shout out to everybody in the league as always. Always a blast racing here. Shout out to you guys at Turn 200. Shout out to the team. Josh, I think, got into the play. Do you have official word if he got in?
I have not got official word, but I believe he is in.
Cool. Good for him. I think Zach missed it by a bit, but he had a hell of a season. I was telling him if only his All-Star win was worth some bonus points, he'd be in. You know, I think Chad missed this race, but he's been fast whenever he's here. But yeah, good run for those guys, and that's it. That's all I got.
All righty, partner. We'll be talking again here soon, but go celebrate the 4th podium of the season.
Cool. Thank you, guys.
All righty, now we'll pull up Hunter Engrav as race winner for the 7th time here this season. Looking at the timing charts in practice and looking at a 4-lap average time that was nearly 0.3 quicker than the next closest driver. I don't think victory tonight was in doubt as long as you brought this 28 truck home. And that certainly is what happened here tonight. Congratulations.
Thank you.
It was, I will say, Schlosser put up quite the fight at the front of the field here tonight. And some pit strategy at the end with a little bit fresher tires. helps in a way. But I mean, to me, it looked like at the start of the race that you did the usual MO of lay back and save the equipment, and that sets you up very nicely, not only for the rest of that run, but also for the rest of this race.
Yeah, for that pit stop where everybody pitted and everything, I was just starting where it seemed like I was reeling everybody back in, and then yellow came out, so that was kind of reset, and I wanted to at least I wanted to get past everybody that pitted before, so I kind of pushed a little bit, and then I was just trying to save, and paid off. I caught Andy, it passed Andy, caught Foster, hit the wall a few times, and then we passed him, and then he pitted early. I just want to try something different. I want to try to run out to the fuel tank. It was empty, so I just went for it, and got a little lucky for sure. But it was definitely very fast tonight. But tires was definitely the race to win for sure tonight.
Matt, what you got for the race winner?
Yeah, great run for you here tonight. Congratulations. When you came out of the pits there after the final stop, I mean, I think you were nearly 4 seconds behind Matt there. When you saw that, were you pretty confident that you could reel him in, or were you kind of maybe questioning it just a tad at that moment?
At the beginning, I was worried a little bit because I saw the lap time he put in was like a 51.9, so I was like, I knew he had the speed for sure, and it was only like 3-lap tires difference, so I didn't know how much that would play. And Andy passed me, so I was also a little worried that he was going to hold me up a little more in battle with me, but luckily I got around him, and starting to catch him a little bit, and I got a little lucky with one of the lap cars, and then just kind of was just trying, once I knew I could catch him, I was just trying to not overcook the tires, so when I caught up to him, I could have at least a chance to fight.
I'll pose the same question to you as I did to your fellow podium finishers here. As you are definitely going to be the top seed for the postseason, and more than likely should be everybody's favorite as well, unless they're cheering for themselves. But these final 5 races got a couple of shorter tracks, an intermediate, a road course, and a super speedway: Bristol, Coda, Talladega, Dover, and Kentucky. How are we feeling?
Definitely first race, I think I'm gonna shit my pants. I have not ever. I think I've only drove once at Bristol, and that was in Truck 200, and I think I made it to lap 10 without when it got wrecked. So definitely not very good odds going in there, but I think the rest will be for sure good. Coda is definitely probably my strongest track, so that's gonna be one to watch. But it's anybody's game. I've lost. I've been the favorite before winning, and I've lost it. So anything can happen. I just hope I just didn't use all my good luck up now.
Well, it's been a heck of a regular season for you in your first go-around here with the Venom Truck Series. Lots to celebrate, including a 7th victory here tonight. Congratulations. Who do you want to thank? Who do you want to shout out?
My mom and my dad for always watching these. You guys for always doing a phenomenal job broadcasting. All the admins that put this on every week. It's absolutely fun and very stressful. And just also to all the people that I get to race against every week. Everybody's just clean, awesome to be around, and just a good group of people to be around with. And also my teammates, Corey and Brody and Ryan. One of these weeks, Ryan will finish the race. It'll happen. That's all I got to kind of say.
Well, it sounds like you got a birthday coming up here, so happy early birthday. This is a nice present to yourself here. So congrats on another win. Go celebrate. We'll hopefully talk to you again next week.
Thank you very much, gentlemen, and hopefully I don't make you feel old when I say I'm only turned 20.
Oh, Lord. All right. Well, that's Hunter out of the booth. Good God. All right. Well, it's another win for Hunter here tonight. Certainly, he will have all the momentum. He should be the favorite for everybody heading into next week. And hoping maybe that by the end of the race, or by the end of the stream here, we could confirm who is actually in and who is actually out. I feel pretty confident with the numbers that I've come up with, but also I'm from Illinois. So, Matt, in the meantime, while we're kind of hanging around here, what do you want to say about tonight's event?
Yeah, it was a fun one. A couple of incidents there, but cautions didn't come out at completely weird times. Everybody was able to. There are a couple differing strategies there, but it seemed like those drivers that came down on lap 20 kind of took the cake there over those drivers that came down on lap 7 and decided to stay out. So a little bit of strategy came into play, but great racing throughout. I mean, passing was difficult, but not as difficult as I honestly thought it was going to be. So lots of good stuff throughout the field here tonight. Did have quite a few people in the chat eventually. Shout out to Stickers McQueen. Zach Lockett was there as well. Running good at the start, but kind of fell off a little bit there towards the end. But still a great race for the Interstellar Racing squad. Asher Crowder was here as well as Rob Williams, Pamela Engrav, Ty Coleman. Jordan Jorno is here, Bailey Marie, cheering on Josh Bonacek with that retro Yamaha motocross paint. That was a personal favorite of mine, as you can imagine. Lisa Kelly was here cheering on Tyler Bergert, and Tyler Bergert was in the chat as well earlier. Thank you guys for tuning in, watching, and hopefully we can get some points here for you, but I do not see them quite yet.
No, but I feel supremely confident in the 10 that we've got. They were the top 10 coming into this race, and nobody from outside of the top 10 finished ahead of anybody that was inside the top 10, save for Kyle Zittel. But Zittel was, let's see. Zittel coming into tonight had 290 points, and Luke Peterson had 328.
Hey, Hunter Leach is here as well. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. Hello, Hunter Leach. But yes, so I think we can confidently say, of course, the 6 drivers that were already locked in and heading into tonight, Hunter Engrav, John Kay, Jan Van Leer, Matt Schlosser, Andy Poliski, and Hayden Palumbo. And then the 4 drivers that locked in after tonight, Paul Ellison, Joshua Freed, Brantley Gainey, and Luke Peterson. Those are your chase drivers. Not sure how the points re-rack will look, if they will seed them or if they will all be at the same number of points, if there will be bonus points for wins, no idea. But those are the 10 drivers for sure. Hunter Engrav is the regular season champion over John Kay and Jan Van Leer. A fantastic rookie season by Hunter Engrav. We expected him to do well after seeing him in Truck 200, but did not quite have him pegged for this level of success. He has done a phenomenal job, but can he keep it up for the final 5 races? Again, we're at Bristol next week for the None of Your Beeswax 220. Bristol is always a very interesting race with the Venom Truck Series for a number of reasons. A lot of pomp and circumstance. It's one of the favorites of the drivers, but it gets messy more often than not. So that is what we'll have for you next Tuesday night. Between now and then, though, tomorrow night, it is the Daredevil Series Season 5 Championship Night from Gateway. It is James Watson versus Christopher Hill. TWR will lock down another championship, but who will take home the hardware? Find out at 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time tomorrow night. Thursday night, it is the Max V CNC Home Designs Truck Series postseason round number 1 cutoff race from Bristol. So catch us at Bristol again Thursday night, starting at 9:15 p.m. Eastern Time. And then catch us back here Monday for the Go Squadron Formula Super Series from Chicago Street Course, which is going to be a disaster. You definitely want to see this one. 8:45 p.m. Eastern Time on Monday for the Go Squadron Formula Super Series on the streets of Chicago. And that will lead us into the very first ever postseason race for the Venom Truck Series, the None of Your Beeswax 220 from Bristol. That's all we got for you here tonight. Thank you to the drivers of the Venom Truck Series and the admin team as well. Thank you to the GOAT, the one and only Mr. Matt Williamson. Until we meet again here from Indianapolis Motor Speedway, I'm Tommy Cook saying so long, and congratulations to the chase field, and congratulations to Hunter Engrav on win number 7 on the season. This has been a live broadcast on Turn 200. Be sure to hit subscribe and hit the bell to get notified of when we go live next. Thank you very much for joining us, and we'll see you again soon.